What's up, everybody? I am back at it again with another every position tier list, all roles from top, jungle, mid, bot lane, and support. So, just for record, I got all my stats off u.gg and Law Analytics, very good websites for stats, and I added a little bit of splice. Stats by itself without context is garbage. If you're a man who just looks at stats and just takes all your information from just pure stats. You got to really play the game. You got to feel the OPness to get a great tier list like this. And this is what I received in poundings and done the poundings myself to assemble this tier list. And for all positions, we're going to start at very top lane. Okay, Santi, okay. What a rush, uninteractive champion at the beginning. I felt he was very boring. I still think he's boring, but after a round of buffs and after the whole tank rework of items, he is a top tier top laner. He is a very strong top laner who's received nice buffs, which actually puts him in the broken category. Yes, as other top laners are getting nerfed, Ksanti is just too strong. His armor and Amar scaling, his tankiness, his ability to just go all out, get it? Because his ability ulti is called all out. But moving on, he's a very strong pick. His builds are very flexible. Iceborne Golem seems very good on him. Jack shows a very abusable item right now with Sunfire buffs is very good. Looking good for the boy Ksanti himself. Next to him, we have Fiora, the French maiden herself. Mademoiselle Bonjour. Yes. She is very OP. She likes to slay. She likes to do it all. She's very broken. Ravenous Hydra is planned to receive another nerf, which is reason why she's so broken. So that item is just godforsaken, so good. But overall, she's just really good into tanks. Like we've been talking about in the jungle tier list, tank meta is kind of brewing upon us. I think it's not going to go crazy, but right now we are in a tank meta where tanks are very strong and tank killers are very strong. So you have a mix of tanks and tank killers that are making the game very, one counters the other can counter the other, and other stuff like that. Fiora's a great one for carry top lane if you like that playstyle. She is the best carry top right now in the meta. Next we have Mundo. Mundo's the surprising one, but not really because he got reworks and he just made whenever Riot touches something like a top laner, they just add a spice of brokenness onto that champion, and that's exactly what they did. He is very broken. He just does so much sorry, no swearing. He does so much goddamn damage that it's just insane how much AD he can get off his E. I didn't really believe in the Mundo. I don't think Mundo jungle is as broken as he is in the top lane, because top lane is just unbelievably broken. All he has to do is throw his briefcase at you and you're gonna slowly die to Mundo. And very broken. Heart Steel seems really good at him top lane, and that's our top lane list. Very tank generated with a bit of carries on top. And for jungle, Udyr is the broken champion. I've been praying that this guy gets nerfed. I think he might be getting nerfed in the next patch, but you guys know, like, Udyr is just disgusting. His Tiger Bear build is going to be nerfed next patch, but funny enough, his tank build is going to be buffed, so he's going to still be a very strong champion. So I don't think we're going to not see any more Udyr. But if you're enjoying that Prowler's Claw, I did make a video on it. It's very strong, very broken. It's very cheesy, and it does the job with Prowler's Claw in Tiger form. And Udyr just does too well in this new jungle. He's very good. He's very consistent, and that's what you kind of need as a jungler in this meta. For Rammus receives a lot of benefits from these tank changes. I knew right away when I saw those changes, Rammus was just going to be a problem. He really just, he's too tanky to kill. He does too much damage. This is my problem with the tanks and the whole tank meta thing, is when you push these tanks into this position where they just deal so much more damage than anyone else, you can never kill him before he just kills everyone with his insane amounts of damage. So this is one of the examples. Rammus with Thornmail, great item, by the way. You should always rush Bramble Vest on him and go into the Thornmail later, or just straight into the Sunfire with the Jack Show, the forbidden item that we're going to touch on more later. But Jack Show, very broken item as a mythic item, the best mythic in the game by far. Next, another tank killer. So Lilia is by far one of the best tank killers right now with her true damage on her Q. And funny enough, she's actually just a tank. She straight up goes demonic rush. I think a lot of these AP tankier junglers should rush demonic in this meta. I don't think it's getting nerfed. I don't think Riot has really picked up on it, but the sauce right now, I'm telling you guys, on any AP tank jungler or beefy AP jungler, demonic just does better than every other item by far because of how much more jungle camps, how faster you're going to be clearing the jungle. It's very good. I'd highly recommend on a lot of these champions just rush demonic. I've been trying on champions like Diana as well. I think it's very underrated, and Lilia's one that really abused it, and I think it really upped her win rate with demonic next. Sunfire, demonic into Jack Show, very abusable combo, makes Lilia very broken. She was receiving nerfs, but I still see her being a very OP champ with how tanky she can still get. So look out for her. Kassadin, we don't really talk much about Kassadin, but he got reworked and he's very broken. I even played him himself and I got a triple kill. And I'm a goddamn jungler playing Kassadin, so of course there's something broken going on. Though my Kassadin's actually very clean. Anyways, he's build path. Roa is a great item. We talk about it a lot. Roa is good on the champions that use Roa well. So Kassadin's the prime example that goes Roa into Seraph's. Very broken combo on him. I think once he gets to level 11, you really feel like he can take over a game. Before, you were really on a like level 16 timer, but I think Kassadin level 11 timer is very broken right now. He's a very broken champ. I do recommend him if you like that kind of farm for level 11 style, because do believe that's when you're going to be super strong at your 2-item spike. Vex is my go-to girl. I mean, she's gloomy. I'm gloomy. She has blue hair. I wish I had blue hair. Like, it's just, I really do like Vex. I just think she's a very well-rounded mid laner. I always recommend her for people because I think she gives you a good way of playing the game as a mid laner. She gives you good control early. She's aggressive. She can really teach you the basics and understanding of the mid lane role, because you also have to roam as a Vex champion, hit skill shots. So I think she's a great champion to pick up if you're looking for that kind of style. Great learner, great intro to level champion. She's not too difficult, but she does have a lot of skill expression as you play her more. Zed, the Shadow Assassin, the disgusting, stylish style on your ass champion with shadows and Wuju magic, but he is very broken. I've had him on my tier list for so long. I'm surprised Riot hasn't really been touching on nerfing him for quite a while. I think he might be getting nerfed next patch, but even a slight nerf is not enough to really put away this shadow, because he's actually very overly performing, super strong. He kills people. He's actually quite good at killing tanks with his Eclipse build, so I wouldn't underestimate him to be gone after tank meta, because he's still very good at killing a lot of the beefier champions. Moving on for the ball lane category. Ball laners, these AD carries there isn't like astounding. See, like AD carries, the thing about AD carry position is it's very much based off of, like how you pair your AD carry with your support. So these are champions that just synergize the best with most overall picks. And I think Kai'Sa is the prime example who just generally just does well on average more, and she's played by far more than any other AD. And also she's a great tank killer that you wouldn't expect to be such a good tank killer. So I think Kai'Sa just performs really well. She's a very great pick, very popular. I think she's good with her Kraken Slayer build. Her passive plasma stacking does allow her to kill people very quickly. Next year we have Jhin. Jhin boy, he's not the most famous tank killer, but he just really pairs well with lanes. And I just personally think he's at a point where like he's just performing so, like he's received no nerfs and slight buffs over time that I think it pushed him in a very strong category. So as other AD carries kind of fell, Jhin still shines, and I think he's a very well-rounded AD carry. He's one of those I recommend for the role. If you're trying to get into AD carry role, I do like Jhin. I do recommend him. It was Gale Force build. He has a lot of mobility that he can avoid a lot of tankier champions too. So he's a great AD carry. I do like Jhin. I really enjoy recommending him to people. Next we have Caitlyn. Caitlyn has been, she's a lane dominant champion. So if you enjoy just playing hard for lane, setting up pushes, controlling the wave and stuff like that, Caitlyn's a really good champion for that, because she allows you to be in the position, the driver's seat, the one who really dictates the early game in the lane phase. She does require more synergy with your support, but because of these support picks that are more range carry focused, the ones that, they do generally synergize really well with Caitlyn and her traps, I think she is in a very nice position. So I do recommend her for more complex people looking for that kind of pick. One honorary mention is Zeri. Zeri got reworked, so it was hard for me to really say she was very good because of how many people are probably losing games on her because they suck. So I do think she's strong. So I would, if you enjoy Zeri, you can easily play Zeri as well, because I think she's a great pick. But I don't know if she's OP or not. I have a feeling she might be very strong, even OP in the future. But let's give it a few patches for the worst players to kind of drop the AD carry, Zeri. Moving on for our final position, support, the position you all love so much, the one that dictates the game early game by synergizing with your jungler to destroy the rest of the map. Support. Amumu is the kind of engaged support that I recommend for people, because he does the job better than all the other picks. You have Leona, you have Nolus, right? Nah, you should always pick Amumu over these other ones, because he does the engage by far better than any other of these support champions. So if you like engaged position, you want to play the more aggressive role of like queuing to twice in the lane, trying to play very aggressive in support position. Amumu's the go-to. He's the sorry, my throat's killing me. He's the best performer. Everchild build, just getting tanky is really good on him. Great for that one. Janna is the queen of support position right now. I've always been saying it, guys. You've been making fun of me for putting Janna on the list. Inori doesn't know what he's doing. He just likes wind girls. Like, shut up. I might actually do like that, but like, she's also been very broken. I do play her too. I dabble in the wind magic, and I think she's a very great support pick. So I do recommend Janna to a lot of players. I think she's a great pickup. I think she would make any man happy. I mean, any player happy. I think that'd be a great situation for anyone. Build paths, Moonstone Trail as your general build path for support players. Just more, if there's a healing reduction, you know, when you're playing in Champion Sports, really second item, you always go the healing reduction. If there's any reason for you to have it, like one champion that needs it, it's always the most cost efficient for the support to build it with a shield, because you can apply it so easily and buff everyone up with it. And it's by far the most cost efficient item if a support needs to buy it. So great support pickup, great enchanter, my favorite by far. I think she has a lot of skill expression. Moving on to the Donger himself. He's not really a support, right? But he showcased a bit of support talent at Worlds with how strong he can be as a support position. I think he's very underrated. I think if better players played Heimer support, he would definitely get nerfed in the next 2 patches. But he's not really getting touched that much. Rylai's build was pretty popular, but he's really flexible. With the new recommended item system, you can always find out what you want to build in the game. So I really just follow the path, and you'll definitely do really well as him. He's the same thing with like a push support category, where he wants to set up pushes and just look for kind of one-shots with your grenade with turrets around. And if you get ganked by the jungler, you just throw down a turret, E him W, and he's pretty much gone. That's why I absolutely hate playing against Heimerdinger as a jungler, because he just one-shots me with Ignite, and it's really depressing. But that's just how it goes sometimes. You got to know what you're doing when you go for a gank. It's a dangerous job as a jungler, and people don't appreciate junglers because they just hate junglers. But it is what it is. I hope you guys like that all position tier list. I am going to probably be back to streaming again soon, and I'll probably be uploading a lot more videos again as well. So I hope you guys like this one. It helps a lot if you like, subscribe, and comment to let me know what you guys think and what kind of champions you want to see and talk about in the next video as well. See you guys later. Have a good one and take care.